Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us is Kinahan, CEO of IG North America, for retail trading trends and his outlook for 2023. JJ, it's great to see you as always. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Thanks, Jill. Great to be on with you and always a pleasure to see you.
All right. Thank you so much. In 2022, certainly a volatile year for investors. A lot of investors learning some new lessons. What were some of the trends that you saw for retail traders?
I think there was one primary trend that we saw from retail this year, Jill, above all others. You know, you and I have talked so much throughout the years, and last year we talked so much about meme stocks and individual names and how the retail trader had come out to really, they had that sense of FOMO on all these individual names. What we saw in 2022 was a bit of the opposite, and that is with rate hikes, with a lot of uncertainty throughout the world, some conflicts in different areas of the world. Retail traders still wanted to be involved, but they didn't know exactly what name or sets of names to go into. So the biggest trend this year was index type trading and ETFs that reflected indexes, you know, QQQ, spiders, etc. Those were the areas where we really saw a major proportion of trading this year, going from about 25% a year ago to about 40% this year in terms of the overall amount of trades. So I think that that was really the most interesting thing. Maybe the bad thing people would say is that there wasn't so much in individual names. The good thing I would tell you is that people still want to be involved with the market. They know there's something there. They're just trying to figure out what that next trend is in terms of individual stocks.
Yeah, and for 2022, some of the things that traders learned, you know, it's been almost a decade since we haven't really thought so much about what's going to happen with rate hikes and inflation. Well, we got a crash course in macro this year for sure. As you look to 2023, when do you think we start to get back to fundamentals?
I think it'll probably be at the end of Q1, beginning of Q2. Why do I say that, Jill? Because I think as we head into this earnings season, after the start of the new year, what's going to start to happen is, because of the tightening that we've done here in the U.S., what the ECB just did over the last week, talked about having to tighten future and maybe making some changes to how they're doing their bond programming. I think that you may see that reflected in not necessarily the first quarter earnings as much as the statements that the CEOs are going to have to make after the first quarter, et cetera. So what does that mean overall? I think it's going to be a real case of winners and losers for the first half of next year, as many of the companies that we relied on in the past may say, hey, we're still going to have a tough time fighting inflation or fighting, you know, a slowdown in the economy. But there will be some more companies that continue to shine. Very interesting that energy and financials, two areas that people thought might have really shined at the tail of this year, are still having a tougher time, particularly in December.
Let's talk about Tastyworks specifically. We are still seeing a lot of interest in crypto and digital assets. It's really encouraging to see that that's what they're asking for.
Absolutely. And Jill, I think, you know, with some of the news we've seen recently in terms of some of the crypto firms, what's really come out of that is the desire for the individual investor to have possession of their coins and, you know, self-directed, if you will, in terms of what's going on in the crypto space. It's why we announced that we're coming out with a wallet, primarily to allow our clients to possess and control their own assets overall, so that they don't have to be reliant on somebody else controlling them, and cuts down on the probabilities of, you know, the money not being used in the proper way. So we're really excited. We came out with that announcement just over a week ago. We have a great waiting list already. And so over the next few weeks, you'll see us come out with that. And that's the first step in taking us into what can be a really exciting journey in terms of where, you know, Web 3.0 or anything else that may happen in the future is going to go. We'll have the technology to take full advantage of it and let our clients do the same.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Tasty Live. And while I produce content, I think it is great. And JJ, you and I have spoken about this for over 10 years, the appetite for investor education and the content that they're looking for. I find it encouraging that it is still in high demand, if not higher demand than we've ever seen before.
Well, thank you, first of all, Jill. And you know how highly I think of everything you've done. I've had the pleasure of working with you for so many years. And yeah, as you know, also personally, I'm such a big believer in education for the retail clients. And I think that, with the 10 hours, soon to expand to 12 hours that we do every single day of content and live content, just trying to educate people, help them understand their investments, probably now more than ever. People need to understand, with everything that's gone on in the last 2 years, from the meme stock craze to some of the crypto craziness, it's absolutely great, I think, for clients to have the ability to have it live, to go on YouTube and see it, in terms of helping them understand their investments and what they can do in a better way.
All right, JJ, we appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.